everybody, and welcome to the Purpose and Profit Sisterhood podcast. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Jeanette Anderson, and today I'm here with an equally, if not more, bodacious woman, Elaine Turso. Welcome, Elaine. I'm glad you're here.
Hi, so great
Hi.
to be here.
We were just talking about how lovely all her colors are and how bold she is, and I just a sister from another mister. So let me tell you a little bit about Elaine, the official stuff, and then we'll find out the real juicy behind the scenes stuff. And then we're going to launch into her topic of providing really great customer service and how to elevate your customer experience. So I'm excited to talk about that because I think it's something that entrepreneurs and especially small business owners and solopreneurs don't think about enough consciously in terms of how to build it into the experience overall. So happy we're going to talk about that. Okay, so here's Elaine's official info. She is a systems integration consultant who specializes in systems, launching, and marketing. With her get out of your own damn way and get shit done approach, Elaine puts her clients on the accelerated path to vamping up your business and implementing new ideas. Her get shit done for you services help you launch your ideas quickly and scale beyond six figures. Elaine's developed, designed, and launched programs for some of the most amazing entrepreneurs who are feeling stuck and unsure how to get their ideas out of their head and into action. She's worked with clients across industries, including interior design, house cleaners, photographers, life coaches, mindset coaches, preschools, caregiving, astrologers, authors, graphic designers, and web developers. So lots of different people, especially creatives. Elaine is a retired photographer, mother to two grown children, and when she's not helping clients, networking, or being interviewed on a podcast, you can find her driving to her favorite coffee stand for a spiced chai, latte, and watching reruns of Friends. I recently found out she's a great Friends enthusiast, and no, you can't use that as something that we wouldn't guess about you. So you have to welcome, Elaine. I'm glad you're here. So tell us something about you that people and maybe even your friends don't know. Something people would never guess from reading your bio or whatever. And you do get bonus points if it's really juicy.
Oh, it's a fun one.
Okay.
When I was in elementary school, I rode the unicycle in our Armed Forces Day Parade.
Okay, that's definitely different. I don't think
I know.
who's rode a unicycle, especially not in elementary school and especially not in an armed forces parade. So you win on that one.
Yeah.
Do you still unicycle?
Oh God, no. I'd probably fall off and bite the dust.
Yeah, I know that. I was going to say, if you do, like, kudos on the
No.
because yeah, I have a challenge walking on 2 feet on the ground. Never mind
Yeah.
on unicycle.
I could even get on it without having to use the wall as a brace. Like
Yeah.
you know, when you're in elementary school, recess is like that's where you learn to practice all your skills,
Yeah,
right? And learn how to do things. And so it was just all about the practice. You just
exactly.
figure it out. And before you know it, it works.
You know what? You just gave me a great idea. I think we should bring back recesses to beleaguered solopreneurs
I
every
love it.
period where we take like a 15-minute break and go out and play. That's a great idea.
I
Recess
love
for
it.
entrepreneurs. That's a new
Oh, yes.
future. Okay. So tell us a little bit about why you're so passionate about customer service and how you came to the work that you do.
Mhm.
You do systems and all sorts of stuff, but you're also very creative. So what's your why?
I feel very passionately about helping that entrepreneur who is they're on that journey to greatness and they can't just seem to get over that hump. They just stay stuck in that place. And I was one of those people. I was one of those people. And when I figured out how to get out of my own way, then I was like, now I want to help other people do the same. And it just became this thing that I just every time I talk to somebody and I'm finding out more about them and what they do, why they love what they're doing and why they think they haven't gotten over there, it's fear.
Mm-hmm.
Fear is keeping people stuck in this place of doubt and worry and scarcity and just uncertainty. And really, it kind of comes down to worthiness.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of worthiness issues. And so I just love helping. It's the light bulb moment. Everybody that I work with eventually has the light bulb moment, and you can't force it. It's just it comes on their own. I never tell them that it's going to happen, but
Mhm.
you just they just all of a sudden wake up, and all of a sudden they become this confident person who's ready to take on the world. And I love being a part of that. It
Yeah.
just makes me feel so good that they are finally choosing and deciding to just move forward and do the thing that they're put on this earth to do, and help that one person, because it's like the pay it forward effect. If I help you and then you help someone and then they help someone, like the world is going to be a better place.
Yeah. Awesome. Love that. And yeah, most people come to their, especially coaches, come to their practice from a I wish I had had this support when I was, younger or at that transitional stage. And I
Mhm.
suspect, and when I kind of dig down with most entrepreneurs, it really is actually a theme that weaves throughout their life, that they wanted to be that source of support for people when they were 3 and 4 and 6,
Mhm.
and it's actually a pattern in their lives. So how did you end up focusing on customer experience and customer service as a particular focus?
Yeah. So as I started growing my own business, and I, went from photographer to business consultant, and then started adding in done for you services, because I love doing stuff for people. I love just, let me just do it. I got you, right? I'll take care of this. I'm your wizard behind the curtain, right? But what I started noticing was that they didn't have a plan on how to serve their customers. They didn't have what happens if, or what do I want to happen next? And I started kind of my own experience going, that was really crappy. Like, I just signed up for this thing or whatever, and it did not live up to my expectations. I got the bait and switch. I don't know if
Mhm.
you've ever been bait and switched, but I was. I
Yeah.
signed up for something thinking I was going to work with a certain person, and never saw them again because somebody else stepped in. I'm like, that's not what I paid for.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? If I'm going to be a part of the solution, I'm
Hmm.
a solution type of person. I'm going to help people figure out how to provide an amazing customer experience. And so I wrote a book about it, and really just like started going into market research mode.
Hmm.
What's the best customer experience you ever had? What's the crappiest one you've ever had?
Hmm.
How can we learn from each of those?
Hmm.
And then allowing the businesses to really have an opportunity to go, yeah, we do need to make a change there.
Hmm.
Right. And a lot of times it's just that one little thing. It's
Yeah.
communication.
Yes.
Communication is the foundation of having an amazing customer experience.
Yes, absolutely. Communication. And I think there's also so many opportunities to kind of go above and beyond what's expected. And
Yeah.
like you said, unfortunately, what's not happening is even the basics of meeting the expectations that you've set, or that the
Yeah.
person has set.
Mhm.
They say they're going to do something and they don't. You
Right.
and I are both pretty committed to what I call industry rehab in this, online expertpreneur world. There's a lot of gurus on the top of the mountain that promise, pieces. They're selling pieces of the profit plane, and if you buy, do a 3-day event, you can make $1 million in a weekend, and
Oh.
other like that is not true, and or is true for them after 10 years with a list of 50,000, 20 different JV partners, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Um, and what they don't tell you is out of that $1 million that they made, they may take home 50,000 in profit or something like
Right.
that. Maybe most of the time,
Right.
don't even.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, it is really important. One of the best pieces of customer service is to actually do what you say you're going to do. It's a
Yeah.
radical concept, but it's
Yeah.
pretty rare in some cases. Um,
Exactly.
so I really, can appreciate the desire to support people in creating more integrity
Mhm.
in their business as well. What are some things that you would recommend, or places to look for people, because I work with clients as well on creating what I call their customer journey, articulating where you're taking them from and to, how are you going to get them there, and what is the process along the way, or process. How do you encourage people to think about their customer experience? What are some
Mhm.
questions you ask them, or things you get them to think about?
Yeah. So it really is about, how do you want your customers to feel? Right? How do you want your customers to feel? Do you want them to feel special? Do you want them to feel included? Do you want to build a community? Like, what is the purpose? If someone's buying lipstick, how do you want them to feel? If
Mhm.
someone is buying your program, how do you want them to feel? And then what do we got to do to curate that feeling? Right. And so to me, it's really about diving in a little deeper into what you offer and what the results are, the transformation
Mhm.
that you provide, and figuring out the little ways along the journey that you can make it easy for people. I'm a huge fan of, how can we make this easy? How can we simplify this?
Mhm.
Customer service does not have to be complicated.
Mhm.
I also am a huge fan of customized customer service, meaning that it's not just a canned message, right? I have developed little tiny ways that I can automate my customer service, my customer experience, but also have those customizations in there where they don't realize that it's not me, that
Mhm.
it's pre-done. And so I use a system called Go High Level. This is my CRM. I'm an agency for it. But with all of the custom fields and the custom values that we can have, I've created a way that after I have a consult with someone, I have a fill in the blank kind of thing that I do.
Mhm.
So I'm asking them questions and I'm recording the answer. And then I go in and I type in an email, and it's fill in the blanks. And so then I have these really great reminders of what our conversation was about. And I can use those custom values and insert them into any communication that we do.
Mhm.
And so it really just allows me to make sure that I am carrying that conversation through all of my future conversations or follow-ups that I may have with them. I'm also a huge fan of having multifaceted follow-up.
Mhm.
And so what I do is I help people figure out, what do they want their follow-up to look like? So because I love Friends, right? There's Monica shares the 7 erogenous zones, and I have the 7 follow-up zones, right? And so there's a variety of ways that people can follow up. And the most comfortable one that people tend to resort to, which is the least favorite email, least favorite, but it's the one people fall back on because it's comfortable and it's easy. And once they send it, they may not feel rejected if the person says no,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So there's a variety of ways that we can follow up. And so what I love to do is figure out how to follow up, but also ways to add value. And
Right.
so I kind of play the match game, right? So I can send an email and add value in this way. I can send a text and I can add value in this way. So it's always about adding value, not like there's this fear of, I'm going to be a used car salesman, so I don't want to bother people.
Mhm.
I get that, because that was me too. But having it automated allows me to get out of my way with
Mhm.
the fear that I'm going to bother people.
Yeah. Well, I love that. I think there is a lot of concern about that. It's false concern, because the reality is, unless you talk to someone 20 times in 20 different ways, they probably have only gotten 2 or 3 of those from you
Yeah.
actually on their radar. So you calling them 3 or 4 times, they may actually see or read one of them. So and they need 6 or 7 of them before they'll take action in reality. So yeah, it's a BS story. The yeah, I'm going to bother them. And the reality is, if you have something of value, that's not bothering them, that's being of service. If
Hmm.
you don't have confidence that what you're doing is providing value, well, that's a whole different issue.
Hmm.
So let's talk about some unique ways that you've seen to really up the customer experience game. So tell us some examples of really cool customer experiences that you've created or that your clients have created.
So I would say I'm a huge fan of there's this company that I shop with that's called Bloom Chick. And I they target girls that are a little bit bigger, have a little bit bigger waist size than the smaller people. And so I love buying their stuff. And I recently bought a pair of like leather leggings, which I love leggings, and the fabric started separating itself. And so I contacted them. I didn't want a refund. I just wanted a new pair. And so I reached out and I had a picture and they were very responsive.
Mhm.
And then even followed up with a phone call after they had decided that they were going to just send me a new pair. No question. Like they were, yeah, we'll send you a new pair. Followed up with a phone call. I didn't answer the first time because I was on a call, called again just to verify that I was satisfied with that result, that I was happy with how and please we would love to have you shop with us. I'm like, I'm a customer for life. Like I already was.
Yeah,
But the fact that you like just I'm like, I don't want a refund. I just want a new pair.
yeah.
They were like more than gracious about it and then even said, by the way, here's care instructions just so that you know, because I'm like, oh, I did not know that part, right? So just knowing that they cared enough to pick up the phone and call and say, did we meet your expectation?
Hmm.
And I was like, yes, you did. Like,
Yeah,
thank you. Like,
yeah.
I thought it was very nice and showed that they really did truly care that I was satisfied with the result. And so to me, that's how you build customers for life is you take it one step further. The thing that people aren't probably going to expect from you, you
Mhm.
do that thing,
Yeah.
right? So, okay, great. They could have just sent an email and said, here, we shipped it to you. But to take the extra step to call, yeah,
Mhm.
that solidified it for
Even
me.
before that, the fact that in all likelihood, the reason they sent the care instructions is probably because you washed them wrong or did something wrong. So it was probably your fault it fell apart, but they didn't tell you that in advance or you didn't notice it. So the fact that they gave you a replacement pair period is
Yeah,
unusual for customer service. That they did it without you having to, badger them or anything, just did
yeah,
it willingly, that's already remarkable.
yeah,
That you got them right away with care instructions to make sure it would work for you better next time. So they kind
yeah,
of watched an oversight or corrected an oversight. And then to follow up not once but twice is where it really goes into the exceptional realm. But it was already unusual customer service in the first place.
hmm,
I've had a similar experience, and I want to point out to people, it probably cost them maybe $30 in
yeah,
terms of hard costs and shipping costs and so forth. And they have now got people talking about them on podcasts and sending, like, I wrote it down, I'm going to go to their website. So they have that $30 invested in marketing is the
yeah,
best $30 they ever spent. And
exactly.
they will likely get hundreds of clients out of it. And
Yeah,
like I have been a big advocate of Zenny Optical, and I am literally going to approach them about being a sponsor of mine because I've sent so many people their way. So they've done two things that were really cool. So they're an online optical place, and you get kind of funky glasses, or you can get, and they're really affordable. So these are progressives with special tints and so forth, and they were like 129 or something like that. When I buy them anywhere else, they're over $500. Um, so they're wonderful that way. They're very affordable and they're fun and easy. But I got a set of glasses once the first time I ordered it, and they were all too small for my head. I didn't know that I had to get the right measurements for my head. I just figured they'd all fit. And I contacted them. I said, "Oh, no problem. Just I think they said just donate them to a glasses place and reorder. We'll give you a credit for all of them." So they gave me
wow.
100% credit. Okay. That was exceptional because it was my mistake. Like I didn't know what I didn't know. And I didn't, and they should have been, they could easily have said, oh, so sorry, too
Your
bad.
fault. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But they didn't. And then a second time, a few years later, because I've ordered multiple times from them, I got my glasses, very excited, put them on, couldn't see anything. The prescription was totally wonky. And I thought, oh, they screwed up the prescription. I went and looked. No, they didn't. I did. I put a negative where it was supposed to be a positive and a positive where it was supposed to
Oh,
be negative. And so I contacted them, said, hey, I'm sorry, I screwed up the prescription. I need to get them sent again because I can't see through these ones, expecting I'm going to have to eat the cost, right? Nope, they sent me, I think it was a $400 worth of glasses. Again, no cost. Didn't want the other ones back, told me to just donate them. And with no problem whatsoever, even though it was my fault. So
Mm-hmm.
I am so, like you said, a customer for life.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the kinds of things that you cannot, uh,
Yeah.
it costs them maybe,
Mm-hmm.
maybe $7,500 hard,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yep.
But again, I literally have sent them, I'm sure, dozens and dozens of
Mm-hmm.
customers. So, what are some other things that people can do? Like, think about coaches or authors, consultants, that kind of thing. What can they do to set themselves apart?
So one thing that I also am a huge fan of, there are things that you can do that don't cost any money, right? So I am a fan for life when I go get my latte every day. They know my order. They know my name. They give treats to my dog. Like I bring my dog to and he gets treats. Like that doesn't cost them anything to remember my order and to be humans and have interactions. But
Yeah.
as, coaches and consultants and other things, some of the things that you can do is be your client's biggest fans,
Mm,
right? So what that means is if you are maybe courting somebody, you would really love to work with them. You've had a consult and they just are amazing. Go be their biggest fan online.
mm,
So go and leave comments on their post or their pictures or whatever it is, and just be that constant person. You will always stay top of mind. And with that positive and taking in things that maybe you talked about, incorporating that into any of your comments or anything like that, you're going to be constantly, right? Because how many of us post something and it's crickets. But
mhm,
here you come along
mhm.
and you are leaving that positive, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Oh, I love that. Or this is beautiful, whatever. That
Yeah.
didn't cost you anything
Yep.
to be their biggest fan.
You know what? And you just again gave me another idea that I'm going to do because I do that, but kind of haphazardly. Like when I think of it or it pops up on my feed or whatever. I'm launching a program called the Wings Academy right now, and every one of the members of that, the people that are doing this 6 month program with me, I'm going to make a list, and every morning I'm going to go into every one of their Facebook and LinkedIn's and like, comment, whatever, share those people specifically at least 2 or 3 times a week. So that's a really good idea for an intentional way to build in that
Yes.
customer experience.
Yes. And it didn't cost you anything,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, just some time and paying attention, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. What are some other things that service providers can do that you've had done for you or something that made a difference to you?
So one of the things that I also love is if you do want to put a little bit of investment into, someone signs up and buys your biggest package, right? I'm going to send them something amazing in the mail. I've received amazing things in the mail just as thank yous, or I saw this and thought of you. I get so many of those because I've people know I love Friends. They
Yeah.
also know I love things with profanity on them. So guess what I get in the mail all the time just because?
Yeah.
People say, saw this and thought of you. And I think that is a wonderful way to, again, build that credibility, but also that friendship and the relationship there of, oh, that's so sweet. But I'm a huge fan of when someone signs up for my big package, I actually have hired this out because I am terrible at this. I know what my zone of genius is, and it is not mailing things.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So I hired somebody who will send a gift box. She has all the items, she's got everything, and she sends it on my behalf. I just send her the address, she ships it off. Boom, amazing, right? So they get a wonderful gift box from me. And because I delegate, I'm just helping the economy, right?
Yes, yeah,
Paying
exactly.
someone else to do the things that I'm not good at.
Yes,
So that I want my clients to feel special. I want them to go, "Oh my God, this is amazing." And
yes.
they do. They absolutely love it. And it's just that one little thing. I probably spent like $50 on all of the little items that were carefully curated and everything like that. But to them, it's something valued so much more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I use Mailbox Power for that. And there's another one, Send Out Cards, that's very popular. Those are two of the biggest ones because I send out brownies when someone signs up with me or something like that,
Mhm.
with a card and a, congratulations and thank you kind of thing. And I also send, and I've gotten feedback on this, I also send thank you cards to hosts whose podcast I've been on
Mhm.
and people who've been on my podcast,
Mhm.
um, because it just creates that a nice little extra touch. And I've
Yes.
actually been on someone's mail list and gotten not just one card, but she mails me every month a card or a postcard or something. So she's constantly top of mind for me.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of that as well. But it also makes you feel quite special too.
So speaking of that, I have this to share. This was something that I got in the mail from my friend and I went to Paris.
Yeah.
And somebody that is in our community, our Polka Dot Powerhouse community, sent me this amazing card just
Cool.
as a like, here's a little something of from your trip. And I'm like, this is on my shelf. Like
Yes.
this is something that I have on display to remind me of the amazing memories that we built going to Paris. And
Yeah.
it's so if I ever wanted to, like, who do you think I'm going to think of
Yeah. Yeah.
first one, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and I just absolutely loved that
Yeah.
someone did that. When
Yeah.
my nanny passed away, someone sent me a postcard with her photo that I had posted. And you know what I mean? It's just like those little things
Yeah.
that you can do to just show someone that you care and that you're paying attention and that you care about them.
Mm-hmm.
What, $5 or
Yeah.
less,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know?
And it really differentiates you as well.
It does.
So speaking of ways that you can do that, you have an ebook for people that has 265 ways to
Yes.
build a customer-centric business. So tell them about that.
Yeah.
How did they get
So I made an ebook. I also have a paperback version as well, but I'm giving away the ebook version because why not?
it? Mhm.
That will give you ideas that you can implement into your business. One of the things we first talk about is, are you the hunter,
Mm.
the farmer, the fisherman, or the lighthouse, and
Mhm.
helping you determine which one you are and how can we shift that. Also breaking down your customer experience from your follow-up, right? So you have a consult or you have a lead, and then what is the process that you want them to go through? So I give people real life examples and even business scenarios of this type of company or this type of company so that you can really hopefully apply some of those lessons to the specific type of business that you have. So I'm really super proud of that. I haven't been sharing it a whole lot because I have been busy with my other projects, but I definitely just wanted to create something that other people could use as ideas to implement into their business because it's really great to learn, but if you don't implement any of it, then what the hell is the point?
Right, exactly. Well, I love it. I just downloaded it myself because I think that's brilliant. And especially if you got stuff on the customer journey in there, I think that's a really important piece that a lot of people miss articulating in their business is what's the journey you're consciously taking
Yes.
on and what do you want that journey to look and feel and so forth. Like,
Yep.
um, okay, so how can people find out more about you or connect with you?
I'm all over the place. So literally just Google my name and I show up everywhere. However, I'm going to give people a warning. If you Google my name, the
Yeah.
Elaine Turso photography, somebody bought my domain, my old domain, and used it for gambling in another country. So don't click on it because that's not me. But I always warn people, I'm like, I don't know why, but I'm everywhere. I'm on Facebook. My favorite is TikTok. I love TikTok. Instagram, LinkedIn, all the places. I'm either Elaine Turso or Elaine the Brain Turso, is where you can find me. And I just love, I'm very social. And so I'm all over the place.
Awesome. All right. Elaine the Brain. Turso. I love that. Okay. And Turso is spelled Turso. Elaine is the regular way. And if you want to get that ebook, you can get that let me just go check there, elaineturso.com customer dash experience dash ebook. So if you don't see the show notes or you don't see this in the comments, then you can go and get that there.
Mhm.
And I think I've just been scanning through it. It looks like an amazing resource and really worth your time to go and download that. Thank you so much for being here, Elaine. Thank you for being a real stand for people acting on their caring, because really what we've been talking about is how do you put more kindness in the world,
Yes.
thoughtfulness, how do you show up, not just from a, okay, let me deliver what I, say I'm going to deliver, but really how do we think about caring about our clients? And
Yes.
I think that that's a wonderful distinction for people to bring into their awareness and into their business practices.
Yes. Kindness is one of my main core values. And so I really try to put that into everything that I do.
Beautiful. All right. So before I get you to leave them on one last thought, those of you who are looking for support in 2024, who are looking to be part of a community, please go and join the Purpose and Profit Sisterhood community on Facebook. Lots of great content and ideas, wonderful experts like Elaine and others there in terms of videos and content, and a really good way for you to promote your products and services on What You Got Wednesday. We actually are a business group that wants you to promote yourself, because it makes no sense to me to join a group that says, let us help you grow your business, but whatever you do, God forbid, don't sell or tell anybody what you do.
Don't share.
Could not be any more hypocritical and stupid. Anyways,
Yeah.
not that I have strong feelings about that, but so on Wednesdays, What You Got Wednesdays, you're encouraged to promote your products and services and practice that in a really safe and welcoming community. So go and join the community. And if you want further support in really getting clear on your customer journey, reach out to Elaine, reach out to me, but actually get clear on that and get support with it, because it will make a difference to your sustainability and your ability to really get referrals, both of which are really important when you're thinking about your business. So, what's one last thought you'd like to leave them with, Elaine?
Um, one of my favorite quotes, be yourself, everyone else is already taken.
Great one. All right, everybody, have a great and bodacious week, and we will see you soon. Bye for now.